text my friend to call in. I just want to say hi to him, the one I worked with this weekend.
Well, that'll be an exciting call.
No, we'll make it. Hey, Lewis, if Tim calls in, put him through. I just want to...
Oh, now everyone's going to call in saying they're Tim.
No, I'll know who it is.
How are you going to tell?
Give us a call, 866-969-1969.
Don't pretend you're Tim.
No,
if you're not Tim.
We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to step it up. There's been, tonight we'll have one comic in. We've had, in the past, 2 and 3, and there's been a lot of crosstalk, and Bonnie and I have reevaluated things, and we got to get this back to a little bit of some old school, taking some calls.
Fixing lives.
Fixing lives, and, getting opinions and talking comedy and talking, relationships and all kinds of things, talking about where we're working coming up.
Oh, God. I just read something on here.
What's that?
Oh, nothing. I'll get to it.
This weekend, I'll be at the Syracuse Funny Bone Thursday through Sunday. And next week, I'll be at the Stress Factory. Bonnie, April 20th, will be at the Stanhope House. We have been getting a lot of support at the club, so thank you. Thank you, everybody that's coming out from Opie and Jimmy, from My Wife Hates Me, from our podcast, from, From other things.
Podcasts.
From other podcasts that we do, with everybody.
Check us out on Twitter at Rich Voss and at Bonnie McFarlane.
So call in if you have a problem, if you want to talk.
Look, it says subscribe to My Wife Hates Me podcast on iTunes. You have to subscribe?
No, you just download the app. Oh. My Wife Hates Me.
Also on iTunes, buy or rent our documentary, Women Aren't Funny.
Yeah.
I don't know when, I don't know if... Yeah, we don't know, though, if Netflix is going to renew it. So you should watch it now.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it yet, it's a pretty damn good.
Or at least click it so they think you're watching it. Can you do that? I wish somebody from Netflix would get a hold of us and tell us our numbers. But
they won't. They don't tell anyone.
Can't somebody that works there, isn't there a fan that listens to this that works for Netflix? If you tell us our numbers, I promise I won't make it public.
Don't pretend you work for Netflix, and don't pretend your name is Tim.
Yeah. Someone's going to go.
There's no way we could verify if they worked for Netflix or not.
Oh, that's true. But I've had, so many people, like when it comes to golf. I'm
going to ask you 5 questions to find out if you work for Netflix.
Here's the deal with golf companies.
Know.
Golf companies really take care of, like, Callaway has sent me stuff, and I play, it was great. Now, Rock Bottom Golf, but these are all places I use. So, they're not paying me to say anything. I'm not taking whatever bribes, but these are places I go to, like Rock Bottom Golf or Callaway. And golfers and golf companies are so much better than any other company. You know what I mean? They don't just drop you because you say dumb things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like certain other companies that have dropped us for saying dumb things. But they were funny things. Does that make sense?
I wasn't listening from the very beginning.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
I'm sorry.
I just was giving shout-outs to golf. I don't know. It's the season for golf. The Masters was over the weekend. And I had Jason Day and Bubba Watson. And forget it. Jason Day, he played good. He just didn't make it. Spieth folded. Ernie Els 6-putted. It was a good Masters. If you saw the Masters, you could also give your opinion on that. We're not going to make it a golf show. We have people calling in. We have someone coming in, and there was some controversy we want to talk about and try to straighten that out. So, Bonnie.
And can you tweet the number, somebody, 866-969-1969, and I will retweet it because I just don't feel like doing it.
Well, I'll tweet it now. What, to call us at that number?
Yeah.
What's the number again? Wait, hold on. I got to go to
Sirius 206 XM 103. I guess they know that part. They're already listening. Okay. Well, but you should tweet it. You should tweet that. That's right.
No, I'm just going to say call. I'll say
call.
I'll put on the air. I'll go like this. On.
We're live.
The air. Live. Give us a call.
866.
Hold on.
969.
866. 969.
1969.
1969. There you go. I tweeted it. And I have, let's see how many followers I have now. 94,000.2. $94,000. That's enough to get you a book deal. Well, then I was already offered a book deal. But guess what? I don't have that time right now. I don't have that time, and I don't know if I want to dig up all those bad memories, those old memories. Because that's what the first book is your old memories, right? And then the second book is your new memories.
I wouldn't know anything about it.
Well, you wrote one. You wrote a book, and you can get Bonnie's book at Amazon. You're better than me. Amazon. It was on the New York Times best
It wasn't.
Comedy sellers list.
It was on Amazon. It was in the top 10 for Amazon for a little while.
Was it?
Yes.
That's great.
I'm sure it's not anymore.
You've had major comics give you kudos.
I did have some. It feels great. Well, this is the thing. I didn't know how good it felt to be successful. And then you get these tweets and then you're like, I got to do something else. That's how it starts. You get addicted to.
Well, when Bob Odenkirk sent you, what did he send you? He said it was...
He didn't send it to me. He just said the book, and he had a picture of it and said, this is the best book on a comic, trying to find her voice, and the funniest, or something along those lines.
Really?
Yeah, pretty good.
And we totally respect him.
Yes, 100%. We love his show.
Janine Garofalo loved your book?
Well, she didn't really say that. Maybe she did say that. But she also said I was an asshole, the part about her in it. And I was like, no.
She was saying she was an asshole, you were an asshole.
No, she was saying herself. She was apologizing for herself, but she didn't need to. Because I was the asshole in that situation.
Well, you were the freak.
I was the freak. I was the stalker. You know.
All right. So.
Well, we have a call. I'm taking it.
Okay. Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas.
Dave, what's Arkansas like?
Hey, Arkansas is beautiful. It's the best kept secret in America. I moved here from Texas, and I love it. So, Bonnie, I love you. I think you're great. I don't know how you handle Rich. Rich, what do you think about McElroy? I was kind of glad to fold.
I mean, for certain tournaments, like the Masters or the Open, it sounds kind of weird. I want an American to win. The British Open or even the PGA, I don't care who wins that. But when it comes to the Masters or the U.S. Open, for some reason, I always want an American to win that. Just like the Ryder Cup. You want the Americans and they want the Europeans. Yeah. So when McElroy, when he folded or whatever, had his meltdown, it didn't faze me. I had Jason Day and Bubba. That's who my two picks were against, and my friend had Spieth and Scott. He won a dozen golf balls from me because Spieth, did better than Jason Day. So, I just like Americans to win those two tournaments. Yep. Especially the U.S. Open.
Rich, I have to agree with you. Those are my two favorites. And shut up and just say, I hope Tiger comes back. Bonnie, I think you're wonderful. Thank y'all for taking my call.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Oh. I was just in Kentucky. That was a lot of fun.
John from New York.
Hey, how are you guys?
What's going on?
I'm in a bit of a bind with the alcoholism. Rich, I know you're in recovery. I don't know what else to do. It's $500 a day to go to the place I need to go. I don't have anyone to help me anymore. Like, I know I can do it. I've done it so many times. It's just...
Well, one, you don't have insurance. That's what you're saying, right? To go to a rehab? Is that what you're saying?
No, and there aren't that many ones around here. And there's more to that, too, because I've done this so many times that I fear that I won't get the right treatment. And I'm not saying that because I don't want to go. It's because...
You don't want to go again and again and again. You want to go one more time and have it fixed.
Well, no, I don't think anyone has the ability to treat me because I've done it so many times now. Like, it's called kindling or whatever, where you just kindle to the point where your side effects are so much more severe. And, like, I know more than those people do about me, and it's like I can't entrust myself with those people when I know that I know more than them. And here's the other thing. Guess who gives a shit about junkies? No one. They hate us, You're fucked,
Okay.
So I'm really to the end.
Here's
what's
and
Rich?
Okay,
hang on a second there, John. Rich, have you ever heard of kindling?
No, but I never. I don't know.
Kindle. But every time you have withdrawals, they get worse.
Oh, okay. Oh. So you're like one. I mean, recovery works more. I know when you completely surrender to what you're addicted to. So is it alcohol or heroin? What's your drug of choice?
I have a very complex situation. Alcohol is my main problem, but I'm also addicted to benzos, and I'm also on these antidepressants shit that I've been taking for fucking like 10 years, dude. Like, it's a fucking problem. Well, and there's not anyone qualified. There's no doctor out there that studies fucking idiots like me that get so deep in, so it's like, I know the best thing for me, but I don't have any help, and I just...
All right, hold on. Here's the problem. You gotta listen in life. Okay, you can go to, there's probably tons of detoxes in wherever you live that are free. Detoxes aren't like rehab.
That's called jail, homie.
What, detox is not jail? There's detoxes in hospitals that you can go.
They give you a drunk in public. The last time I went to hospital, they gave me a drunk in public. In a fucking jail cell, dude. I'm not even lying.
Well, when you went to detox, I'm saying.
I went to the emergency room because I had drank too much alcohol and I wanted help, and I ended up in a jail cell and I didn't do anything. Okay, listen, there aren't free places. It's $500 a day. I would gladly be where, so and so is. I mean, I would gladly do it. It's not that I don't. There's no one talking, and I would gladly listen. I'm not in denial. Do I sound like I'm in denial?
No, you know you're a drug addict. You know you're an alcoholic.
Yes.
Do you want to stop more than you want to get high? Do you want to stop more than you want to get high?
Yes, it's not fun anymore.
Okay. So here's what
anymore. It was fun like 20 years ago.
I know. I get that. It does. The fun runs out, and there was fun. Here, how about this? Why don't you call in your area the AA hotline and at least have someone pick you up and take you to what's that?
I live in a small town, and I've been to over 500 12-step meetings. Like, I know all these people, and I've burned all those bridges. Like,
no, they'll always take you back. They'll always take you back.
Hang on one second here. Brian from Houston, what do you got to say about this?
No, I think this guy's being way too hard on himself. I mean, here's the thing, man. I mean, people genuinely want, drug addicts, people with alcohol abuse, they genuinely want these guys to be healthy. They want them to get better. I mean, I compare it to something I had, and I'm not joking. A good friend of mine, he had a really big drug problem. And, we're kind of going through some shit together because I was going through some issues myself. I'm a notorious cheater. I was cheating in my relationships with my woman, and, my life kind of crumbled because of that. I couldn't keep it in my pants, and,
I got to interrupt this guy. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody respects drug addicts or junkies. When you go to
when they get clean,
help,
they do. When they get clean, they do.
No, but when you need help, they don't respect you. They look down on you because they don't understand, and they treat you like shit, and they fucking torture you. I've been tortured. Okay?
Well, I think what's happened to you, John, that you're trying to get across is that you've gotten sober and you've fallen off the wagon. People don't really trust that you're going to get sober. You've kind of burned all the bridges, you think, in terms of that style of help. You've already gone through it.
That's part of it.
People are frustrated with you.
The fact that, there's no respect for a person with an addiction problem. You're looked at like a piece of shit, whereas, in the beginning, it was my choice. I fucking made a stupid decision, and then I went on with it. But now you're not looked at like a human being. People look down on you, and they treat you like
Well, John, I got to say this. You sound like you're full of excuses.
You're playing the victim. Do you want to get clear?
It's not going to be easy for you. It's not. There's no magic pill for you. You've got to, like, suck it up and go fucking get some help. Go to a hospital right now, before you get any drunker. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I understand that it must be absolutely difficult to get out of the situation that you're in, but that's going to take some fucking balls on your part to step into it and try.
You go...
Rich, is it based on balls? I mean,
whatever.
She's just using her terminology, what she knows.
Like,
I'm just saying it's not going to be easy. But all I hear from you is, "Oh, I can't because of that. I can't because of that. I can't because of that." Well, then you can't. Then you can't.
If you want to, you can. Your disease is telling you what you can't do. That's what it's telling you. You can't do this. I have more power.
I'm afraid. I'm scared. What if you were sick? If your child was sick, I mean, wouldn't you be scared?
Yeah, because I'd be more scared if I didn't try to get that. No, I'd be more scared if I didn't try to get help for that kid. So do not compare it to that. Here's the bottom line.
It's similar, though. I mean, it's
Stop.
Similar. You're in trust. Okay.
Can you listen? You're talking all the rationalization, all the bullshit of a drug addict and alcoholic, all the fucking nevers and all that. If you want to get clean, you find a goddamn meeting tonight or a detox and you get clean. You're sounding like you're in a desperate fucking part of, in a desperate mode. Okay. You sound like you're at the end of your rope. Okay. So you have hit bottom. You have hit a mental and physical bottom. If you wanted to get better, then do something. All the energy you put into making these excuses, getting drugs, getting alcohol, all that energy, put it into getting fucking sober. Call a place. Enough with people hate this and hate that.
Okay.
You learn to love yourself. Then just do it. Then stop and do it.
There's something else to consider.
What?
That there aren't people qualified to deal with people that have addictions to my level.
That's bullshit.
People have had it worse than you. Believe me, people have had it worse than you.
You know what? Listen.
And they've done it.
There's been people mistreated than me. There's people that die on traffic arrest. They get pulled over for a traffic arrest and they die in prison.
Okay.
They weren't even drug addicts. How can you trust yourself?
Well, you're not. Don't trust yourself to yourself. Look what you've done to yourself. I don't know if you're the right person to trust.
Here's the thing. We got so many callers that could tell you, horror stories of drug addiction. I know people who have lost fucking children and got sober. Lost children, and there's nothing more powerful than losing your child and went and got sober. So when you're saying I can't, all that is you saying I want to still get high. When you say I can, then you're going to surrender.
No, it's not saying I don't get high. I'm afraid that I'm going to get tortured. Okay.
You're not going to get tortured.
That's weird.
How do you know that?
Well,
okay,
we don't.
Stop.
Okay.
Listen.
I could take it.
Okay, here's the deal. She hung up. If you're still listening, call a hotline, go to a meeting, go to detox, and then call us in a couple of weeks when you're fucking sober. Adam, why don't you come on you can come on the mic now. We just had a call. I don't want to turn this into a whole fucking drug show tonight, but you know.
Brian is still on the line because he was in the middle of a story and he didn't get to finish it.
Sorry.
No, thanks, Bonnie. No, honestly, yeah, I think the guy is being way too hard on himself. It's, he thinks he's burning bridges, but no, people genuinely do want to see.
I can see how, though, that people would get frustrated, the people that love him and around him that are like, hey, I've taken you to rehab so many times, I've taken you to meetings or whatever. I get that people would be frustrated by that.
Yeah, but you know what? But no one will turn it.
I'll make this comparison because, I've got a sex addiction and, people joke around about it, but no, it's a serious thing. And I compare that to what this guy's going through. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, this guy's sober for a year or whatever. He gets a casino chip, he gets a cake or whatever, and people are genuinely happy for him. For somebody like me, has sex addiction, I don't get the the chip after a year, you know, of not fucking a hoe or.
Yes, you do. There's SA.
Somebody, you know, or
there's 12
whatever.
That's not true.
I'm kind of scorned, you know.
That's not true. There's 12-step meetings for sex addicts.
Well, you know, I haven't seen them. That's something I'm not. You know, I really hear more about the, you know, the AA meetings, more about
right. Well, there's help for anyone who needs help in any situation.
Yes. Well, anyhow, listen, if you know what, if you get a threesome tonight, then go out and get a piece of pie after it. You owe it to yourself. Good luck. Thanks for calling. We have one of our guests in, because we're only having one guest tonight, thank God. So there's not going to be a million.
Well, it's a lot of pressure for Adam. You got to be great.
I got to bring it.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Adam Glenn. How come I never knew your last name?
He always called you Adam TMZ.
Yeah, Adam TMZ. Yeah. I just loved it. I loved listening to the podcast when you're just TMZ. When you talked about the TMZ on the My Wife Hates Me podcast, that was great.
When he got so angry that what was the thing?
It was like the American Girl Day.
Oh, right. That we were dragging Raina around, and he was like, "We got a TMZ guys coming."
Yeah, I don't want to leave him hanging. They put us on once, and we're not going to.
And you were great. No, screw it. You were great.
And then we did 4 or 5. He must hate us over there. Harvey must fucking think I'm the most unfunniest cocksucker on the planet.
No,
that's okay.
You were great. Here's the thing: you don't everyone sometimes gets mad. Am I going to see this on TMZ if I film someone for TMZ? But then all of a sudden, it's a news site first. So if Lindsay Lohan, today she got engaged. Lindsay Lohan just got engaged. Yeah, some Russian guy. So that's all of a sudden, everything else becomes second fiddle. So it's hard, the biggest stories make the show a site, but then all of a sudden, it must have been a slow news day when you're on. But it's, but you were funny though. It was a really good thing. The both of you guys were really funny.
No, the time they put us on, but there was other times that we were funny that we didn't get on, and there's times that probably it wasn't funny.
It's sometimes, I guarantee you every time you're funny. It's just that sometimes something becomes a news story. So that's what takes place first. They got to show the news story. But you're always good. That's the thing with comics. When I film comics, I like to tee them up, and you guys always hit a home run. Sometimes some comics could get weird because they're just getting nervous because they're on the spot. But I'm like, dude, tell me, sometimes I'll be tell me what you want me to ask you. I'm trying to tee you up.
Right,
I want you to.
You always say, do you have anything about this? You'll offer up a couple of stories.
Yeah.
And then I sometimes I'll be like, oh, I have this joke kind of thing about it.
Are you still working with them?
I'm still doing TMZ. Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about it? Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, and that's not what I brought you on about the other show.
Yeah.
First of all, Rich has always loved you. I don't know how you guys met.
We have similar interests. We're both from Jersey. We both like golf. We like juicing.
I tried it.
Yeah. Would you like it?
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't like everyone. You know that, right? It's
I appreciate that.
No, I'll tell you why I like it. Well,
is it because he put you on TMZ?
No. I put him. He called me for a guest spot at Stress Factory, and he was persistent. And I go, you know what, fuck it. And I don't know why I said yes. There was a reason.
I got you into the Star Ledger. Do you remember the Star Ledger did a really great article on you? Do you remember the Star Ledger did a great article about you? And I remember this photo was you. It was Last Comic
Standing on a picnic bench.
Was that the photo? Or was it the photo at Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn? Was it a photo there? It was like a front.
I don't know.
It was a front cover thing. The Star Ledger did.
Yeah.
And this is when you two first started dating.
Oh.
And
wow, that was so long ago.
Because you were opening up for him at the Stress Factory.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wrote to you and said,
that.
"Hey, listen, I live in Jersey. I have a bunch of friends who could come out. Do you mind giving me a guest spot?" I did the Thursday night with you.
Yeah.
And we had a great show. And you said, "Come back Saturday." And you featured all weekend.
Yeah.
And this is when you first came to.
I think I was bombing pretty badly. I said about New Jersey once on stage. I was like, I'll never play here again. And now it's my favorite place in the world to do stand-up. And I feel now about Brooklyn the way I felt about Jersey.
Did you come back Saturday and do a spot?
Yeah, you were like, come back Saturday. And I did 2 shows with you Saturday, and we had great shows. I remember the Thursday night show we did was it was Rutgers graduation night or something like that. And it was a great show too. And you featured, it was the 3 of us, and I think Vinny Brandon hosted. And you're like, come back Saturday night. It was a great weekend. It was fun. Shows are sold out.
But you had, not because you're a guest spot, because of me, stupid. No, now, have you, since you've been doing TMZ, and we'll talk about the other show too coming up, have you pursued comedy, or have you?
Yeah, I'm still doing stand. I'm doing, I did 2 shows each night. I mean, I was gonna maybe take off tonight because I have 2 shows tomorrow night. But I do about 7 spots a week. You know, I got long days, long nights. I've been very busy, but it's fun. You know, I enjoy it.
Because you have a show that you take.
I do TMZ, then I also have a game show now that's on. I host a show called South of Wilshire.
Well, hold on. We'll talk about that in a second. I want to
Rich has got an agenda.
No, I don't have an agenda. You've been on, you start on TMZ just as a camera guy, basically, right? Mm-hmm. Then you work your way.
But when you're a camera guy on TMZ, you're also the interviewer.
Yes,
right.
So you're a producer, you're an interviewer, you're everything. You're a one-man rock band. You're doing it all.
Yeah, but Harvey took a real liking to you.
Can I just ask a couple questions though about that, being the cameraman guy? So is it all? So you just get 7 interviews and you give them to Harvey and he picks what he's going to put on the show, or how does that work?
It works.
Do they tell you where to go, or
no? You know what? They let me do whatever I want. They give me total freedom, and I've been doing it now for a little over 6 years, basically about 6 years now, and I know New York really well, and I pick and choose the battles. You know, it's not, for me personally, it's not worth me waiting for Taylor Swift because there's such a crowd around her. I'd rather go for someone else random, like today, I saw a lot of people today. I saw, I had Rachel Dolezal today.
Oh,
you know,
wow, great, yeah.
Who?
She's the white girl that pretended that
she was African American, yeah. I saw Eric Trump. I saw Brooke Shields. I saw Ice Cube. I saw tons of people.
Because he was here.
Yeah, he was here. So I saw a bunch of random people around. I saw Journey, the band Journey. So they let me do
How would you even recognize them?
I honestly, it sounds so weird. I know pop culture so well, and if you get them once, you always remember. And they let me kind of do whatever I want. I have a 12-hour day that I technically just walk around with a camera and just kind of move around. I drive around, bike around, whatever I want.
But how do you know where they're going to be?
You just kind of know. I know it sounds really weird. I have a sixth sense. I have a lot of contacts too in New York City. I know a lot of door guys. I know a lot of drivers. I know homeless people. I know people who work at restaurants. So I have so many sources in New York. If you're a celebrity, I kind of know where you're at it.
And also too, I mean, I'm sure their publicist is also throwing shit out to first,
You would think, I wish the publicist would hit me up more often. It would make my job a lot easier. But a lot of times the publicists don't get it. They think I'm there to hurt them. Dude, you don't understand. I'm the same press that they're trying to do when they're up here at Sirius, when they're doing the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, I'll do the same as I can promote whatever they want to promote. But a lot of these publicists don't get it, and they try to block me. They try to keep me away. They try to get me kicked out of stuff. So I call them the anti-publicists. Dude, you're hurting your client. Give me a chance. Listen, they're not doing anything wrong.
You're not looking for you're not the
shock TMZ jock.
No.
You're like a fucking, you're like an interviewer almost.
I'm a fun, dumb interviewer. You have nothing to worry about. As long as you're not, you're not coming out of jail, you didn't just get arrested. So what do you have to worry about?
Yeah, you're not looking for that photo that makes them look fat or whatever. Yeah,
exactly. I'm looking for a fun interaction. I mean, of course, sometimes there's some crazy situations. I have some news stories, and I have to ask you about the news story. I've had some really tough. I had Eric Trump today. And I didn't bother him because he was on the phone. I saw him walk into a building. But if I had him, what am I going to do? Ask him what he's watching on TV? No, I got to ask him about his father.
Yeah,
that's just, you have to ask about the elephant in the room. But yet again, you get that big interview.
Who's his father?
I would say, don't you feel bad being the Trump that nobody cares about?
Yeah. How does it feel being the last Trump?
That's true, the last one.
But wait, in L.A., they're at the airport. You'll never go to Newark Airport? Or?
I've gone to the airport plenty of times and stuff like that. I've gone to the airport. I'm based in Manhattan. For TMZ in New York, there's only there's only 3 of us in New York. The rest of the company's based in LA. So, I mean, but I'm in New York. I'm a big fish in a small pond. When you see the videos in LA, you see tons of paparazzi running everywhere.
Yes,
cameras everywhere.
Right.
In New York, it's not like that. So it's fortunate for me. I'm able to have an intimate relationship with the celebrities. I'm able to really have a legit interview. And I've had insane interviews. I've interviewed everyone from Jimmy Carter, and we don't like him, positive.
No,
we're Jews. No, exactly.
Anti-Semitic.
But I had Beyonce. Beyonce put me in a music video. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, to Brad Pitt, Matt Damon. I mean, I've interviewed all of them. Wow. But here's the thing: I try to tell people.
Did you get Spieth?
I've gotten him before. I got him 2 weeks ago. I was hoping the Masters winner would come in this week, but he went right to England, the guy.
Yeah.
But I got Spieth 2 weeks ago.
No.
Yeah. He's a cool guy, little guy, not a big guy. But if I ever wanted to do my own talk show, and I said I wanted LeBron James, Oprah, Brad Pitt, Carrie Underwood to come and do my talk show. If I went to other people, as you guys know, there are people right there would say, no, I'm sorry, I won't do it. But if I go right to the celebrity and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? All of a sudden they start to break down. They talk to me, and therefore I've had legit interviews. Yeah.
Right. That's the same with our movie. If we went to a,
through an agent or a manager, we wouldn't get anywhere.
And in our movie, we had some pretty big fucking comics.
Huge.
But we got them because we knew them, and same thing. We asked them, hey, You
went right up to him and asked him, you told him the deal. It's a great idea. I mean, your product, your film speaks for itself. I mean, why wouldn't they want to be a part of it?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Adam, though, you also are a nice guy. I mean, you seem like you're not going to be a jerk, right?
Listen, I'm a nice guy. I'm not from this world. I'm from Union. So, my parents aren't in the business, it's like, so for me I'm just excited to meet these people. Like, how can I not be a fan of Shaquille? I'm a fan of Shaq, and of course I want to ask him fan questions. I don't care who's going to win the NBA championship. I'm like, dude, the locker rooms in the NBA, are they group showers, individual showers? Like, that's the kind of stuff I like. It's funny.
So when did you start going on the show? Because that's a pretty big deal. Do they have anybody else from New York?
No,
you're the only New York
correspondent,
right?
I started 6 years ago. I went to college. I went to Kane University.
So my daughter went.
Oh, did? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get a job. I went to school for PR.
Because he went to Kane.
Yeah.
No, I saw some of those graduates when we were there.
I went to Kane. I couldn't get a job anywhere. Went back to school. Got my teaching certification. I couldn't get a job anywhere. And I was just doing stand-up at night, and I was struggling to find a job. I did a show at the Broadway Comedy Club. Someone in the crowd said, hey, you seem funny, not threatening. You know pop culture. Would you be interested for a job with TMZ? This is about 6 years ago, before TMZ blew up to what it is today. I mean, it's huge now.
Right.
And I said, listen, I will do anything for health insurance. And like 4 months later, they called me and they gave me a camera, like literally just gave me a camera and said on a Friday night, go out and just try to film celebrities. And I struggled at it for a while, but after 3 years, they had someone doing it in New York, but they left. But I was killing it. I mean, I was crushing New York. What I realized in New York City.
Wait, you said you struggled. How long? It didn't take you 3 years to start getting the groove.
It struggled for me personally to realize I didn't know if I felt like a good guy doing the job. Like when you run up onto someone with a camera, it's kind of scary.
Right.
And I totally know it's kind of scary if you walk into it. It's intimidating. Someone walks with a camera, you don't know what's going on. But I realized if I do it in a certain sort of way, I try to be nice. If I approach them in a more fun way and have a fun interview, they'll have a good interaction and they'll do it again. So I was killing it. I was like one of the top guys with the most videos on the show and website than any other camera guy. Like, I was killing it. And after 3 years, they did have someone in New York pitching from New York, and then they left the company. They had no one doing it. And I was producing so many videos that not all my stuff was making the show. And I said, hey man, let me pitch my stuff. Like, this is my video. I'll tell you why I asked that question.
Yes.
And I did it once. They got a good response. And then I did it again. They're like, just keep coming and pitching your own videos. And that's what I do. I only pitch my videos because for me, it's my perspective.
Right.
Why I asked that question. I was there when it all went down. And I also say it's how I protect the celebrity a little bit.
Yes.
I want to make sure they're seen in a positive light. If they're trying to plug their movie, I want to be able to help them plug it because that's what they're here for.
And you're building a relationship with them so that later you can get another video. Have you ever had a week where you didn't get anything on? Were you ever getting scared that you were?
No, I mean, literally every single day I kind of run into celebrities. It sounds so weird, but like I have like a sixth sense when it comes to it. But for me personally, I don't get paid per shot. Like, I'm not a paparazzi. Right. I mean, you could call me a paparazzi. I don't care, but I get paid regardless. So, I mean, there's some days I don't get anything on the show. There's some days I don't get on during the week, but I have a pretty good ratio, as far as making the show and website.
Well, we have a young lady on the phone that we want to talk to. You're going to be here the whole time.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Do you know this story about Ralphie May?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
that from TMZ? Yeah, that clip is from TMZ. So let's run the clip.
No.
He got into trouble, right?
Do you want to bring her on?
No, we'll get her right after this clip. So
okay.
Let's just tell what happened. So Ralphie May, who is a friend of ours and a comedian, he doesn't shy away from edgy topics, and he did, I guess, he made fun of he says fuck a bunch of Indians. I guess this is what he says in this. I'm not setting this up well, but somebody posted it. This Adrian woman posted this, and he got in a lot of trouble. So let's listen to the thing, and then we'll go to talk to Adrian about it.
Fuck a bunch of Indians. I'm sick of hearing about everybody supposed to boo-hoo over goddamn Indians. The shit was 120 years ago. Fucking get over it. Nobody fucking 150 years ago is making you drink now. Fucking dry up, you fucking bunch of alcoholics, and go get a real fucking job.
Oh my God.
Cut that fucking hair. Bon Jovi cut his. You should cut yours. This shit is done, son. It's done. Fuck you bunch of Indians. Fuck the Indians. I'm sorry. I'm sorry they as a group never made it to the Bronze Age. I'm sorry they never invented the motherfucking wheel. I'm sorry. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Boo-fucking-hoo. Fuck the Indians. Maybe if they had done some of that shit, we would have taken their country with 3 smallpox blankets and a bag of beads. Fuck a bunch of Indians. Fuck them.
All right. So that's the video. Obviously, he was doing that. That was already...
It was on a CD. I guess. Let's go.
I mean, that was a crowd. That wasn't, he wasn't working stuff out.
No, he wasn't working it out.
That wasn't, I thought maybe he was working out a bit. That was already a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we have Adrian. Adrian, you're calling from where? Colorado?
Yes.
Hi, Adrian.
And you're a comedian, right?
Yes, I'm a stand-up comedian.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
First did it when I was 19. I'm 30 now, so... about a decade, but I didn't get serious about it until about 6 years ago.
Okay.
Well, you still sound like a kid, Adrian.
That's good. She has a young voice.
You could really do some phone sex stuff.
I'll take that into consideration.
Okay, so what happened here from your perspective?
What happened was I am a fan of Ralphie May and a fan of comedy. I love comedy. And I am also an activist, I guess, a social activist for my people, my indigenous people, my Native American people. I'm Kiowa Apache from Oklahoma, and I grew up with my people, very connected, and I learned a whole different side of history than they teach.
Did you grow up on a reservation? School. Do they have those here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm Canadian, so I know we have reservations.
Yes. I grew up on the Kiowa Comanche Apache Reservation in southwest Oklahoma. And so I'm very close with my people. And so when I heard Ralphie's bit, I knew already, like I said, I was already a fan. I already knew what he was about. And I heard this clip from a CD that was released by a native hip-hop group. And they're sort of an activist hip-hop group, and so they were definitely calling him out in their CD.
Okay.
And so how much they edited it and all that, I guess I didn't even care. It's one of those things where you get slapped in the face and you don't stop and say, well, why? Why did I? Or what? It was a gut reaction. It was just like, ouch. And so I have a very small fan base also. So a very small fan base. I put it out there to my very small fan base. And I thought it would be a conversation between all of us. And I, of course, tweeted Ralphie May. And he was gracious enough to tweet me back. And that is kind of where it all went crazy after that, because it sort of went viral, at least within my community, with the Native American community, and everybody was very hurt about it, and they had sort of the same gut reaction that I had, which was ouch. And he also has a large Native fan base, so that's another issue, is that, it just felt like someone that you love was making fun of a genocide. And see, that's what it all boils down to, is that he's talking about the genocide of our people. So that's kind of, and I understand, like, jokes are jokes and all that, and it was out of context.
But, he's allowed to say what he wants to say, but you're also allowed to respond the way you want to respond. But I just want to know what you thought might happen once you put it out there.
I mean, was it you directly? Because in the article I read, it said that you basically are the one that had him canceled from wherever he was supposed to work. Was it at a casino in Colorado or somewhere? And he wants to bury this. He wants to move on from it. I'm telling you,
he wants to bury it the way that the Native Americans buried the heart of an animal.
So no, I mean, so what, the way I perceived it from the article was, you're pretty much behind the reason he got.
Did you have anything to do with him getting fired?
Okay, no. My role is that I reposted an audio clip onto my fan page. That's my role. I reposted an audio clip. I did not threaten anybody. I didn't call anybody. I didn't ask for boycotts. I didn't ask for any of it. As a matter of fact, when I reposted it and he responded, we then began to talk privately about the clip and about where I was coming from, where he was coming from, and we reconciled pretty quickly.
Were you pissed that he didn't let you open up for him?
I felt like it,
No.
I was a little confused, honestly. I was a little confused because, I felt like, well, maybe let's address this first. I mean, I don't even know if you like me right now because obviously I just...
He really did ask?
Where I called you out and...
Did he ask you to open for him? Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, Adam was being...
I was just joking around. I didn't know that.
Just joking around. Adam is such a nice guy. I was being a jerk right there.
Here's my opinion.
No.
I guess you're really nice to celebrities.
Yeah. People would help me.
What happened afterwards where everybody kind of banded together and got his show canceled, it was in Bemidji, Minnesota is where his show was canceled. That was within that local community. I had nothing to do with that. I know.
Well, in a way that you did, but you didn't intend for him to get fired. You don't think that he should get fired, do you?
No, not at all. And see, here's the other thing is that I am a big believer in freedom of speech. So I don't want anyone censored. I definitely don't want...
Not with Black Lives Matter, though. They shouldn't have freedom of speech, right?
Richard!
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is serious.
I'm only kidding.
No, you guys are cool. It's comedy, so fire away.
Well, I mean, see, I took it wrong because I went on Twitter. I was pretty upset, and the way I perceived it. See, I believe as a comic, and we just did a show that went pretty bad, and it went pretty bad.
It went south.
It went south right before we came. We did another show, but the guy had a right to say what he said. So I believe as a comic, our first, goal or whatever is to protect the First Amendment, whether or not we like what is being said or not. Well, so by posting that, you didn't think maybe. You seem like quite a nice person.
She also gets the First Amendment, which is saying what she would like to say.
But you don't think it would start a firestorm? And
well, that's her right. I mean, I don't think that you should call. I think I see a lot of calling for people's jobs or asking people to what do you call it when you don't go to something? Asking people to stay away.
Boycott.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Asking people to boycott. Personally, I think that's, not cool. But I think if you don't like something, you should be allowed to say it.
Yeah, it's true.
Just in the way that Ralphie May said he doesn't like Indians.
No, but you know as well as I do. We know Ralphie personally. He's the sweetest guy. I mean, Ralphie doesn't have really.
I don't know. I don't know for sure that if I was a Native American, that I wouldn't be upset by that. I may be upset by that.
Yes, of course you'd be upset by it, but also too, you gotta say.
You're allowed to think things aren't funny. You're allowed to be like, hey, this part's not, I don't,
Here's what
if I was just out talking to my friends and I'd be like, I just talked about another comic, to a friend of mine, and I was like, hey, I thought a lot of it was good, but this part I found really distasteful, or I didn't like it, or whatever. And, I could have just as easily put that on Twitter.
If everybody who doesn't like something, and we all go to the extreme of not liking it and keep going, no comic will work anywhere. True. People would be getting canceled all over the country.
I agree with what you're saying. However, I don't think you can call for, hey, this guy who's doing what could be considered hate speech should be allowed to say what he's saying, which I agree with. But this woman who doesn't like it is not allowed to say what she thinks. That's ridiculous. That is the craziest fucking argument I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't say she wasn't allowed to do that.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
Can I say? Okay. You guys are married, right?
Don't rub it in.
Not anymore.
Okay. That's funny. Okay, so, yes, freedom of speech, yes, but also with that freedom, we are not free of consequences. So if people get offended, that's they're right. We also have rights to be offended. I'd never asked, and I'm still not asking for any boycotts or any of that. And he's also gotten a lot of really hateful, basically cyberbullying. I mean, they attacked him really awful, my own people, and I was hurt by that because I didn't want that at all. I wanted to have a conversation about what was said. Okay, what did he say? He said that we're all a bunch of drunks and that we should get over it. Okay,
but you're drunk right now. I can tell.
Yeah, I need to get through it.
See, she's got a sense of humor.
But did she have this conversation on Twitter?
I know, that's
so
the
when
thing.
you put it on Twitter, it becomes a public conversation, and then it doesn't become a conversation. It becomes a forum for every single person to chime in.
But I don't know how she would have gotten Ralphie May's attention otherwise.
Well, see, here's the thing, you guys. Let me just ask all of you guys, when's the last time you've heard a really loud voice from the Native American community saying anything?
Billy Jack.
Mainstream TV.
I just remember the crying.
The Ernest Goes to Camp, that guy, the chief.
You're right. You're right.
No, I agree. Yeah,
but also too,
was an actual descendant of the genocide. Still speaks their language. I mean, an actual indigenous person of this country have a mainstream voice. Can anyone tell me, like right now, is there a pop star? Is there a mainstream comedian? Is there anyone you can think of? No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
but why didn't you try to privately have the discussion?
Because I didn't think he would answer. Honestly, because this isn't the first time I've taken up a social issue.
Okay, well, let me just hang on a second. I'm going to get some people on the phone with you. Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, so first of all, I hate the part of the argument that you don't have you have a freedom of speech, but you don't have a freedom from consequences. Because if I have a freedom of speech, but I feel like I can't use that freedom, I don't actually have that freedom. Right?
Okay. Not really. No.
Also,
because people don't have to be your friend if they don't like what you have to say.
That's fair, but also, how can you be a social justice warrior and a comedian? Social justice warrior.
I just am. I'm sorry you can't wrap your mind around it, but I am.
Well, no, you're not, because you're not funny.
Well, you don't know that. You haven't seen her yet. That's not fair.
And it's subjective, and that's the other thing is that comedy is subjective. We all know that. Sometimes we think things are funny, sometimes we don't. We, as indigenous people, have the right to not think that joke is funny and say it out loud and publicly. I don't like the backlash he has gotten, but do you guys have any idea the backlash that indigenous people have gotten saying, oh, yeah, the truth hurts. You are drunks. You are this. And see, that's where his joke didn't fly. That's where people didn't get the joke, obviously.
Okay,
we got it because we were hurt, and then they didn't get it, the racists out there, because they're turning around and emailing me and saying, you prairie N-word, and you Pocahontas this, and I'm getting racist.
I would like to be considered Pocahontas.
Yeah, but here's the difference, and the key word is that you said is
Thank you,
is joke.
Well,
it's not like he's It's not like he's a professor at UCLA. Or like, a lot of hate professors throughout this country, and I can name a couple that used to work in New York that were, Jews are this and Jews are that, where they are professors. And so there's a big difference when a comic says something and you got to say, well, you know what? This is comedy. Or a CEO from Microsoft. There's a big difference.
Okay, well let's address this. Bob from New Jersey, go ahead. You're on with Adrian.
Well, I just wanted to say it was taken completely out of context, and the rest of it, as comedians, you should know the rest of it makes it funny. So if you look at it from just, do you guys even know what the rest of the joke is?
No, I do know that he said that you didn't get the whole joke, so I don't know what the rest of the joke is.
What is it?
The rest of the joke was that he was mad at Indians because Dances with Wolves beat Goodfellas for the Oscar.
Okay, yeah, that does make it funny.
And you're right.
No, I like that he's doing a 20-year-old reference.
No. You're right about context. Okay, I never said that context isn't important. Obviously, I'm a comedian. I understand the punchline is important. Okay, I never said context wasn't important. So context is important, which is why as soon as I had a conversation with Ralphie and we talked to each other and he explained the context of the joke, I felt horrible. Listen, I'm not a monster out to get anybody.
No, you don't sound like it at all.
Ralphie, my friend right now. I mean, we have made an honest effort to reconcile and try to bring our communities together. But this video and the conversation is beyond our control at this point. However, context is important. So let me just challenge you all who are saying, you know, it's out of context, it's out of context, it's out of context. Yes, I agree. Also, consider, if you care about context, historical context and social context, which is why we're...
Oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm smart enough to do that.
Yeah. But
that seems hard.
I also, too, here's...
Thank you, whoever that was, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
Let me get your opinion on this.
We got a lot of questions because I think.
No, and I think she's great. I think she's holding up her end.
She's doing great. I wish Ralphie would call in.
He
doesn't want to deal
with
it.
And I don't blame him either because he's the one who's suffering right now. You know, he's the one who's paying for whatever the price for what.
Well, let's.
But Adrian, can I ask you this?
Yes.
If Ralphie, and I want you to be honest. If Alfie was an African-American comic saying this about Indians, would you have brought this up? Would you have gone after a black comic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I'll tell you why. Because black,
you hate black people?
Asian, everybody, we're all the products of the same public school system and mainstream media. And so it's not Ralphie's fault that he made some very ignorant comments in his joke. He's admitted that. See, I don't know how much you guys have followed this story, but he has admitted that he made some ignorant remarks about our people and that he has since then opened his mind to education, has learned a lot. Like, for instance, we have the highest suicide rate in America. We have the highest rape rate in America. We have the highest police shooting rate in America. But people don't know this because of mass media and mainstream media. So we're all products of that. So we're all susceptible to it. So I'm not saying, see, that's the thing, is that I love Ralphie's comedy, and I would consider him a friend at this point because of what we've both gone through. And I want to tell everybody out there that is just jumping on him out of hate and out of, you know, everything he's going through, is that I don't want that.
You're trying to get a dialogue started.
Exactly.
Okay, Judy thinks you're missing the point. Judy, what's the point?
Oh, well, honestly, I think you guys mostly covered it. Sorry, I just didn't hang up. Yeah, I was just going to say that she misrepresented the whole thing, that she had this, like, Facebook conversation with Ari Shaffir a few days ago, and he pointed it out to her that she knew already that this video had been, like, half cut off. So when she posted it, it would look like Ralphie is just some racist piece of shit, which he's not. And she knows that. And it damaged his career, yet you did it anyway. And then you still tried to defend yourself. I feel like you don't feel bad enough about this. Like, you don't understand the seriousness of what you did.
I do. And I think that's an assumption. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. I've literally apologized to Ralphie. I mean, this is a thing that we're both going through. And now, whether the public wants to...
It's not a thing you're both going through. You're making it about yourself still again. Like, none of it was about you to begin with, and you're still making it about you. It's not about you.
Well, in a way, Judy, it is about her.
It's also about my people.
What? This is a girl family. Hit her.
So, Judy, what are you wearing?
Right. Judy, let me get this right. The injustice is, okay, fuck a bunch of Indians. We don't care about them. Let's laugh about their genocide. Who cares what they say? You know what? When they're upset about, fuck them again. Let's silence them. The victim is Ralphie May. No, it's not that easy. Okay, it's not that simple.
It's not easy in this
Yeah, but hold on, both of you. Hold on. What?
To do this, knowing that that's not what he was trying to do. That's not what he was saying at all. Go after somebody who really is saying that shit. Why you got to pick on Ralphie?
You know, and I get what she's saying. The caller, Ralphie, he's just a comic. He's a comic. He's not. It's not like if Trump or if Hillary or if Sanders, you know, got up on a speech and said, fuck the Native American. You know, he's a comic. So comic, they're putting too much pressure on comics like we're changing the world. We're just trying to make fucking people laugh. That's all. And sometimes someone's going to get hurt somewhere along the way. Somewhere along the way, someone's going to get hurt. Whether it's black, Jew, Chinese, gay, Native American. Well, someone's going to...
What you're missing Judy's point once again. Judy's saying she was reckless. Yes. Because she posted a video knowing that it wasn't the full video, and she was set out to make Ralphie look like a racist.
No. If you wanted attention, but that's not. You wanted some attention, and you wanted to feel good, like you're just like doing something for the greater cause. And we should all pat you on the back.
It sounds to me like
nobody needs to be
you have your mind made up already. So there's nothing I can say to even
don't get
like
Judy.
Okay.
Let her talk.
So with comments like that, there's literally nothing I can say.
But did you knowingly post a video where you knew that you were like, I should put the rest of it in, but I'm not going to?
No, because I don't have the rest. I would love to hear the entire joke. I would love to hear the entire joke. I didn't have it, and that's what I had, and it's what he said, and they're his words, and I wasn't out to get him. But it doesn't matter what I say. Just like there's some things, okay, it doesn't matter what Ralphie says at this moment. Forever, there's people who are going to think he's a racist monster. Vice versa, it doesn't matter what I say. They're going to think I was out to get him for some sort of attention. Look, if I want attention, there's other ways to do it. I'm a woman, all right? I don't have to sit there and ruin people's careers, which is not what I wanted to do.
What, do you have big boobs?
Are you hot?
I have very big boobs. Yes. I don't know if I'm hot. I wouldn't say all that. Okay, that's
But I'm imagining long straight hair parted in the middle.
Yeah, I've never been with a Native American girl.
Here's the thing that I do wonder, as a comedian yourself, why out of all the things that happen, it seems like comedians really get shit on the most in terms of their material, when really we all know that, like Judy was saying, I mean, I think we realize, like, Ralphie May is not a racist. He's not out there trying to, get people hating on certain races or whatever. There was more to the joke that we didn't hear. But why is it always the comedians that are, go after, politicians or people who are actually racist, or there's a lot of actual racism going on. I don't know why we spend our time, and especially if you're a comedian, the trouble with it is, and I understand why you would be upset by it. I really do. But I do, if a comedian is on stage, and I don't know where this actual thing was taken from, but there's, for me, I don't know what it's like for you, Adrian, but about 6% of my jokes work. It takes a long time for them to start working. And so I really do, I will say things on stage sometimes that are horrendous because I think I'm making a point and it doesn't work out and I have to jigger it. Okay. So I don't want someone to videotape me doing something in the, before I put it in my special, or before I do a big show with it, because I'm still working out a lot of stuff. And I worry that this sort of thing is making it harder and harder for comedians to actually get great.
Okay, yeah. And that's why I have, okay, let's just put out, I feel like shit, okay? I'm not saying I don't. Obviously, I put out an edited video that didn't have the punchline. Obviously, it's out of context, okay? There's no denying that I feel like shit about that.
Okay, I don't want you to feel like shit.
But see, I do, but that's the reality of it, because listen, I love comedy and I love comedians and I know that it's tough and I know how hard it is, and it's a very beautiful art form and it should be honored. And so I'm not saying that, and I know how hard, I just know how hard it is. So that's why the last thing I wanted was to...
You're not trying to bring someone down.
No.
Right.
No. I thought of it as the same way I would approach a friend. I have a friend, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a comedian and he has a joke that he does that people can take offense to, and it's racially charged. And I told my friend with honesty, look, if this is what you want to do, I mean, the joke is funny, all right? It is. But if this is what you want to do, be ready for some sort of...
Do you regret how you came about it? Like, I understand you were offended by it, you wanted to educate Ralphie, but do you regret doing it on social media and such a big platform?
I don't. And I know that's what everybody's going to get pissed about because, obviously, they want me to go back in time and regret the way I did it. I regret, I put it out on social media because I felt like it was a conversation that our society needed to have. And I thought it would be just between my friends and
Right. I think that happens a lot. People don't realize that, I think that's what happened with certain friends of ours when they said things about another comedian that they didn't realize it was going to be this big deal. And I think that's what happened to you.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Amy Schumer thing, actually. The comedians, they were tweeted about her. And then they didn't realize it was going to be this big deal. And I think that probably happened to you also. You're like, hey.
Because how many times do we put things out on our social media that go completely unnoticed?
Yes.
And we're like,
every time I do it.
Is this
For me, a
on?
lot, yeah.
It's like tapping a mic and saying, is this thing on? It's crickets. Nobody's listening, right? Well, this isn't the first thing that I've talked about. I talk about stereotypes, so that's specifically what I was addressing, was stereotypes and how the drunk Indian is reinforced when you don't get the stories from the rest of us. I'm educated, I'm sober, but I'm also doing comedy. So you will never hear that in the media about us. Anyways, so this isn't the first time, okay? I've put out tons of stuff. I've been to marches. I've been to protests. This is just what I do. It's just for some
right. You want your people to be represented better in the media, and not. This just happened to be one of the things that you posted about.
Bonnie? Can you take this call from Kentucky real quick? On the bottom.
Oh, I did the wrong one. Kenny, sorry. Go ahead. I'll do Kentucky after.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you took out the word Indian and put you in there, would Paul still kind of defend or?
No, yes, I would. Listen, I would defend any comic. There's a difference. If it was like maybe the CEO from some big corporation, yeah, I'd be upset. But if it's a comic, I might not like it. I might not laugh at it. I have laughed at a lot of Jew stuff that comics have said. And there's some
nobody does more Jew jokes than I do.
And there has some that have made me angry. Okay, but I would never go online and go, listen, I've had club owners fuck me, and I have not gone online about it.
You're trying to keep those things a secret.
You're right. I talk about it, but I've never ever you've never heard me say it about a comic. You've never heard me say it about a comic. You might have heard me say it about callers or about people. I've never ever. You've never heard me once go after a comic's content.
Okay. So you. I understand you're not going against her or anything like that, but you see the uproar that all this is coming. If Ralphie May would have said black.
I wonder though. I agree with you, Kenny. If Ralphie May had just inserted the word blacks or something in that speech, regardless of what the ending of that joke was, I think people would not come rushing to his defense the way they are right now. I think people would be. Do you think so, Kenny?
I think Al Sharpton would be trying to raise funds to get him exiled.
Yeah, but it's just comics. Why are people putting comics like we're changing policies and we're curing diseases?
Maybe we're more powerful than we think.
It's just comedy. We're not changing the world.
I think that comedy is more powerful than you think. I really do, because here's the thing, what I learned, and this is why I think part of why it upset me so much is because if I heard that clip and there was no audience and it was just some, clip where he's working out material or whatever, I would say, oh, that's weird. Obviously that's not done.
But it's the cheering. It's the cheering. Yeah.
Was the audience laughing, clapping? Literally, I could see them saying, yes, I'm glad someone finally said it. Fuck the Indians. Yep. We don't want to feel bad about it anymore. And the fact that the crowd was so excited about what he was saying is what led me to believe that what if this crowd really believes that? What if they don't get the punchline? See, okay, everyone is all
I actually agree with her. I get it. Yeah, it's a little bit scary to think of.
No, but also too.
What if people were doing? What if he was doing Jew jokes and people were like cheering that?
You'd be like,
it
all the time. You can go into black audiences. I've done it. And I've seen where you're just going after black people, and the black people are cracking up and cheering, and it's against them. And Lewis,
he's nodding. We don't like black people to talk on the show, but he's nodding.
Lewis,
I just want to say this real quick. I'm sorry, but I don't understand why she is so angry. And I just want to say that one of the best black jokes I ever heard was from Bonnie before I knew Bonnie. Yeah. And I was not offended at all.
And Bonnie's always liked colored people, right?
She always has, from what I understand.
Well, listen, look, we got to wrap this call up.
Well, I think that's the thing, is that we could all be in trouble, because you have to say to yourself, like, this person isn't racist, they're making jokes.
Yes.
And I mean, I like to make jokes about things that are not necessarily mainstream sort of topics. So
can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
What percentage of your comedy and your stand-up is about you being Native American?
Me?
Yes.
Probably a lot of it. I mean, I try not to make it that way.
I think he's looking for a percentage.
No. It seems like you're almost more angry that he was taking your shtick. Like your material.
Have you ever said anything negative about your own people?
I would love it. Yes. Oh my gosh, I could go on about criticizing my people. Yes, it wasn't that. It was that he was reinforcing such an ignorant viewpoint. That's all. It's just like we exist. There's people in America that think we don't exist. Okay, like we went extinct with the dinosaurs. Okay, and it's frustrating.
No. There's no people during dinosaur times.
I know. And Bonnie.
Were you educated on the reservation? No, sorry. Okay.
Listen, thank you.
You know what? And I know you guys got to wrap this up, but I think what offends me most isn't the things that, like, people are attacking me or whatever.
Yes.
It's just that what offends me the most is that people they have to make it so complex and conspiracy, like, oh, she did this because she wants attention.
Well, I do see that on our board. You know, we have a lot of calls coming in that are saying, like, she knew what was going to happen. She did it,
like all those things. And they just can't wrap their head around the fact that maybe the Native American people in this country are hurt and angry, period.
Yes.
Right.
Put a period on the end of it. Maybe we're just hurt and angry, and if you cannot see that, if you cannot feel that, then check your humanity.
No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of calls that people are pissed off, so let them know where you're performing. So
listen, I think you were great.
No way, right?
Adrian, I like you. I think you're a good person, and I honestly don't think that you wanted to bring anybody down. I think that you got hurt by something, which makes perfect sense if you don't hear the whole joke, and that you just tweeted about it or whatever you did. You put it on your Facebook, and I'm sorry that this is all happening to you, and I'm sorry it's happening to Ralphie too, and hopefully
it's a shitty situation.
Shout out to Ralphie May. I still think he is a genius comedian.
He's all right.
And I think he's
really
good at what he does. He's obviously really good at what he does. And also, just to put that out there, Ralphie and I have talked about actually doing some shows together and actually coming out and addressing some of these issues and bringing our fans together, because we want to come together. We're glad that people are talking, but Jesus Christ, keep it respectful.
Yes, keep it respectful. I think we had a really nice conversation today.
I thought you were great. Listen, don't do anything crazy like,
Here comes a racist joke.
No, I'm not. Just, you want to cool out, go.
Nobody brought up smoking a peace pipe.
No, I know. I mean,
I think we're actually doing great.
I did a great Indian joke 20 years ago, but I'm not going to do it now. Anyhow, what I'm saying is,
he wrote it 20 years ago. He's still doing it.
No. Here's the thing. Go to Netflix, watch Women Aren't Funny. It's a comedy documentary.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
I've seen it, and I was so, you guys jumped me right into the subject, and I got so riled up that I forgot to be all fangirl on you guys. And I think you're amazing, and I have seen that documentary.
Right. She's great.
Thank you, Bonnie, for doing it.
She's good.
I'm a big fan of hers now. Fuck Ralphie.
Yes.
Fuck Ralphie. Okay.
We're just trying to get casino.
Now, Adrian, I hope that people don't give you a hate mail.
No, don't.
Tweets.
Listen, points. And you know what? Here, my bottom line to me is, like when the guy said about the Jew thing, I won't go after comics. I will go after the public that attacks and I'll do it all the time. But I've been doing comedy a lot longer. I've seen a lot of people whose careers have been fucked over. And she didn't do it maliciously on purpose. I found this out right now through this call. So, look, it'll all, whatever. They'll work things out the way they want to. Ralphie will move ahead. She'll move ahead. And we're going to take a break. Thank you for calling us. Thank you for coming on.
Adrian.
And good luck.
Bye.
All right. Quick plugs, and then we'll come back. Adam, sorry that we took away from your... No. I mean, TMZ was... I mean, we'll get back to you.
TMZ played a part in our story.
No, it's so cool. It's interesting. And what do you want to plug your show, your TV show?
South of Wilshire. You go to southofwilshire.com to find out when and where the show airs. It's 5 days a week. It's on... Check it. Go to the website. It's on...
We'll talk about you, the actual show, what it's about when we come back from break.
I'm having a comic calling. We'll only do him 5 minutes when he calls.
Yeah. I hope he's racist.
No, he's black, and we'll get his perspective.
I'm sure he is racist then.
He is.
If I know my black dudes.
This weekend I'll be at the Syracuse Funny Bone. Next week I'll be at the Stress Factory. Bonnie, the 20th, will be at Stanhope House. We'll be right back.
Stanhope House in Stanhope, New Jersey.
The 20th.
This guy was trying to call into our show.
Who was?
He's native and he does stand-up. He's not angry with Ralphie May, just disappointed. No.
Give us a call, 866-969-1969. We have Adam. How do you say?
Adam Glenn.
Adam Glenn. How come I've never known that? Adam Glenn.
Why is somebody taking pictures of me in the fucking studio?
Because that's what we do now.
Who's doing that? No, because look it's like the worst picture ever. I have bad posture. No, I don't come do fucking radio so that I can get my picture taken. It is the most bullshit thing. I go do podcasts now and they've got a fucking camera up. It's like, guess what? I'm not doing some fucking shit show TV thing here. I'm doing fucking radio or I'm doing a podcast. It's meant to just be heard and not seen. So take the fucking picture down.
We put it up on the Opie account.
I don't want it on the Opie account. I want it fucking off.
Am I up there too?
Yes.
How do I look?
Look fantastic.
Also, how about a heads up? Hey, I'm taking a picture of you so you can fucking sit up straight, not look like a fucking question mark.
Didn't you see him with the camera in here doing it?
I didn't fucking pay attention because I was paying attention to the fucking radio show.
There's no picture of me. I don't see me.
I like my photo. I'm going to use it as a headshot.
Yeah, your photo is fantastic.
I'm using my reel.
It's just...
Bonnie, you look great. What are you talking about?
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah, look at you. Are you kidding me? Look at you. I mean, your back is...
slumped.
No, your back is... Look, you look like you're concerned.
Oh, my fucking Christ.
Is that how... Your Christ? It's yours?
You know what? I'm going to quit radio if I get more fucking pictures taken. I swear to God, I will fucking quit this shit.
You're not quitting. This is all I have.
Where's Don? I saw him walking around. Don! Don!
Calm down. This
Get
weekend,
your fucking cowboy boots in here!
This weekend I'll be in Syracuse Funny Bone next weekend. So Adam's here. Tell us about your new show. Tell us what it's
So it's called South of Wilshire. It's a game show. So I've been doing TMZ for a while, and Harvey Levin from TMZ said to me, I have a game show in mind. I thought of you to be the host. I go, are you serious, or are you just trying to get me off the phone? He goes, I'm serious. The next day, he called me at lunchtime and said, hey, remember that game show? And I said, yeah. He goes, I just booked you for a flight in 4 hours. Come out to L.A. and let's film this show. I went out 3 different times to L.A. We filmed the pilot, and Fox picked it up, and it's in all major markets, and I think it's looking good for another season. I don't want to jinx it. It's not like official, but we're going to get a full season.
Wait, you've done 2 seasons already, right?
We did 1 full season. We did 68 episodes, though.
How many?
We did 68.
How many in a season?
It's on 5 days a week. It's 40 for this season, but if we do another season, it's going to be like over 100-some episodes.
How many do you film in a day?
8.
8 a day?
No teleprompter either. No teleprompter.
Why? They just don't have the cash for a teleprompter?
Listen, it just takes too long. It's like, dude, we got to get 7 more episodes in.
Okay, so what is the show?
So the show is this. So basically the show's called South of Wilshire. Everyone thinks celebrities go to Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills, Hollywood, but they also go south of Wilshire. They also go to Compton, Watts, Englewood, Crenshaw, Long Beach. I'm telling you. So me and a film crew go to all these small businesses, mom and pop businesses, and I talk to the people at these stores, these barbershops, the nail salons, the restaurants, every single kind of business, and they give me clues about celebrities that come to their place. They don't tell me the names, but they give me clues. What happens is we take these video packages to a room full of people. We have 3 contestants trying to guess who the celebrity is based on these businesses giving clues on who these celebrities are. And at the end of every episode, instead of having the businesses give clues, we have celebrities on the show who give clues about themselves, and you have to guess who the celebrity is. We have Shaq on the show, Ronda Rousey, Mariah Carey, I mean, tons of people. Like Rick Ross, DMX, like it's just random fun celebrities. Vanilla Ice. It's just, it's
so
weird.
So if I was a contestant, are you in a studio?
We don't do in a studio. We do actually it's a legendary soul food restaurant in Crenshaw, because we did a studio. It's cost a lot of money to do a studio. So we do actually a working restaurant, but the restaurant's full of people. It's like a party.
So it's always the same restaurant where you're
the same restaurant. It's like a legendary restaurant. It's a famous restaurant in Crenshaw called Doolin's on Crenshaw.
Is it barbecue or is it just a restaurant?
It's like barbecue, soul food, everything.
I'm so fucking hungry.
Yeah.
I guess gotta take this for a second. Go ahead, Jeff in Michigan.
Bonnie, what's the matter today?
I don't know why. I did. What am I doing wrong?
I don't know, because I saw you on Anthony Cumia.
Oh, see, because now you're putting two things together.
Now I see you freaking out about some fucking photo. Who gives a shit, man? What's the matter?
I just don't like getting my picture taken ever. I don't want to be on camera. That's like,
we're pitching it.
I know, but I have to do it just for you. But I don't like the idea of having to look at myself. And I'm sorry that you people have to.
But you're such a hypocrite. I don't want to get in this fight with you. What shows are you doing coming up on Comedy Central?
I know, but I gotta make a living.
So don't say.
When the time comes where I'm just writing and directing movies, then I won't do those things. But that time has not yet come.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, but I feel like there's something like deeper wrong going on. Is there? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, there is.
Well, on the Anthony Cumia show, which was hosted by Pat Dixon, I wasn't even supposed to be on the show. I just came by to hang out with Rich for 5 minutes, and Pat started making fun of my sister who's mentally handicapped. So I left. I don't think that's weird. You would have left if they were making fun of your sister.
No, I think it was really light jokes. I actually called in on that show.
He said she should be raped.
Or in a cage.
Oh. Or in a cage, kept in a cage. I understand that he was joking. I wasn't making me feel good to listen to those jokes, so I just left.
I know. It's like the thing, but you start off the show talking about how those people got upset at Ralphie May. It was kind of like,
yeah, but
no. I've always said that you can say anything you want, and then other people can say what they want about it also, and which is exactly the way that went down. Pat's my friend. I think I was more offended that as a friend of mine, he wouldn't see that I was getting upset and stopped doing it, but he just he went for it. And if you were watching the show, you know that he did.
Yeah, he went for it. That was funny. He should have went for it because it was like
that's where we disagree. I didn't think it was funny. So I don't think if I was in a movie I didn't like, I would stay. If I was watching a comedian I didn't like, I wouldn't stick around for it.
Yeah, but now you're going to get all these people online. They're going to be debating. And you're like, oh yeah, he did call her a retard. That's
I know. I don't want people to take sides. I just wanted to leave, which I did.
Well, whatever. I still love you, Bonnie, but that's
okay.
I
honestly don't think it's crazy when somebody's saying things about, I love my sister so much. I feel like she's had a hard life. I don't like those kinds of jokes. I would never try to make anything bad happen for Pat Dixon because of it. I still like Pat Dixon. I think don't understand why people would think like, oh, you were so sensitive. It's like I just when somebody's saying like your retarded sister should be raped and kept in a cage. I mean, it's just like I personally, if you think it's funny, that's fine. I don't see the humor in it, and it wasn't making me feel good.
He didn't say it that directly. He was kind of like it wasn't that direct, but.
He was pretty direct about it.
Everyone's got that one thing they kind of like. You joke with the most brutal shit, you and Rich. Like
I agree. Yes. I agree, and I don't listen. I'm not, and I think if you don't like what Rich and I are joking about, you should also stop listening, or you should do whatever you got to do to not deal with it. That's why we have an off button on everything.
You're in Michigan. Are you married?
I was.
Do you have kids?
No.
Oh. Well, because so you're not married, you're divorced. What is close to you in your life?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Whatever family I have, I guess,
Well, they hate you. All right. Anyhow, listen. They hate you. They hate. Okay.
Are you trying to get me off the line?
No, we
No,
go.
He's trying to just show you.
Anyhow, listen. Thanks for the call.
Okay, bye.
Talk to you later, man.
Okay, because this guy, Rob from DC, I think he says Rich is an inspiration when it comes to addiction, and I think he means you inspire people to get addicted. Is that what you mean, Rob?
Yeah, he does steer people to the shit.
He drives me to drink, I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
So first and foremost, I've got to say, Bonnie, you sound very attractive on the radio, but you're dead sexy over the phone. Congratulations, Rich.
Yeah, but don't look at the picture.
Yeah, no. Visually,
do me a favor.
Verbally impeccable, visually horrible.
Yes, thank you.
No, what I mean is that Rich gives, I guess, hope to the hopeless, man. It's a terrible plight to be in. So to, have, I guess, his story and situation is an example for people to follow and kind of see that, there is light at the end of the tunnel and, you can realistically become a person again. It's just nice to have that, I guess. So thank you for that.
I went over a bridge. I didn't do the tunnel thing, but thank you. No, I mean, listen, and I don't want to get into a whole speech or whatever, but if you want to get fucking clean or sober and you're out there, do it. Give yourself a fucking chance. That's all. Enough with all the excuses and all the fucking, being wrecked.
Yeah, man,
the excuses run out. The nevers run out. You're going to end up in jail, in a mental institution, or dead. There's never a good ending. Never.
I mean, being in the position myself and being realistic and honest, I mean, there's really, two ways out if you stick with it, death or jail. And neither of those are.
Or, I mean, there's always like the great creative minds of the past. I mean, let's not leave out the one thing that drugs are good for.
No,
it's being a creative entity.
Yeah, the hyperdosing, whatever they call it.
It could go absolutely fucking awesome, but I mean,
but it's rare. It is rare.
Very rare. Yeah, absolutely. That's the, one in a million. But anyways, no, the resources are there, man. If you want to get clean, there's a million ways to do it. It's just a matter of wanting to or not. If you don't want to,
then you won't.
You'll make a million excuses like the dude on the phone was before. Just everything in the book. If you're not ready, you're not ready. You can't lie to yourself. And once you make that determination, that's what you want to do. There are resources available, man. Walk your ass to a hospital and go in the front door and tell them what you need, and they'll set you straight. I mean, if you want to do it, you could do it.
How long are you sober, Rob?
I had a relapse recently, but I'm going on 2 months now.
Good. Very good.
Trying to get back on track. So.
All right, cool. Hey, listen, and there's detoxes everywhere. Thanks for the call. And
Adam, what do you do? Heroin?
I do the vodka tampons in your butt.
Oh my God, is that a real thing?
That's what people are doing now. That's what
they put vodka tampons
on the tampons you put in your butt. So
no, you're kidding.
No, that's serious.
But how does
I'm not. I don't do that. Are you kidding me?
But people aren't doing that.
No, seriously, people do that. It's
but
very
what's
popular.
the vodka gonna do?
I think it goes right into your blood. It's like a quicker, faster. Like it goes right into your bloodstream or something.
But how
like
can
that.
it unless you have a cut in your butt?
I don't know.
First, you have to cut your butt.
No, you got cells.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, AIDS doesn't get up in there unless you cut your butt.
What's this guy saying? Stick up for Bonnie. What does that mean?
I want to know more about the vodka tampon.
No, I don't do it.
I know you don't do it, but what is the benefit?
When do you call Cox tampon?
Like, what's the benefit of not just drinking it?
It's like
no hangover. If it was a no hangover, I might try it.
Apparently it's big in like high school now. Like that's what kids are doing.
Because they can take a test while having vodka.
During school. You do it in third period.
Oh, you soak it, but
you soak the tampon in vodka.
But then how do you get it up your butt once it's soaked?
Yeah,
I guess you force it in somehow. I mean,
if anybody's done it, can you call in?
Call in if you've had any soaked.
I would. I want to know.
I haven't. I don't have any addictions though. I mean, when I'm a cock, I don't. Do you drink still?
I do.
Yeah.
Only when I'm pregnant. No, I do. I like drinking, but I get hangovers so easily. Yeah. So I have like one usually, sometimes two. At Rich's birthday a couple years ago, I went over my limit and I threw up all the way home. It was not fun.
Yes, it was gross.
Yeah, it's not fun anymore.
He left me at a what are those things called? Those roadside things that you go at,
the rest area, the truck stop, at the turnpike.
The gas.
Yeah, she was puking. I wanted to go in and get her food.
I was throwing up outside, and he just left me with my head out of the car, throwing up while he went in
to get pretzels. And
I could see people walking to get in their cars, and I heard people being like, "Oh God, look at that!"
Yeah, what am I going to do? I went in to get her food.
I could have been kidnapped.
Who's going to kidnap a puking human? Nobody's going to kidnap somebody who's puking.
It was so embarrassing, and I couldn't stop, and you were nowhere. And this will take us right into this call. Ray.
From New Mexico. I've never been to New Mexico.
He didn't stick up for me when I was drunk, Ray. What do you think of that?
No, listen, here's my question. I'm not being a jerk, Rich. I just have a question. If you guys were in a room with a bunch of comedians and someone was talking shit to Bonnie, but in a joking way, but it was hurting her feelings, what would it take for you to go, that's enough?
No, he does it right away. He does it too much, in a way. He really...
I did it today somewhere.
Today he walked out to the situation that I talked about earlier, and I said, go back in. It's not about me. Just go back in.
Well, Liz, I wasn't trying to be a jerk. I was just wondering, like, is that possible?
Well, you are being a jerk, Ray.
No.
How's New Mexico?
Well, okay, that's cool. I'm a jerk anyway.
I didn't do anything.
I'm a jerk, I already know. Anyways, all right, man, you guys are great. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Give us a call, 866-969-1969.
We're here with this guy has a TV show, a game show.
I have a game show. I'm an Emmy-nominated producer.
Oh, you're an Emmy-nominated
I got
producer.
it for the daytime Emmys, so it doesn't really matter.
For what, TMZ? Or for the show?
For TMZ, since I'm a senior field producer, I'm an Emmy-nominated producer. That's pretty cool, though.
And you're a comedian. And
I'm a comic, and I got a game show. And
you can sing, right?
No,
do you dance?
I get dance. I used to dance for bar mitzvahs.
When's the last time you played golf?
What do you mean you used to dance for bar mitzvahs?
Like in college, my freshman year of college. That's how I made money. So
with the 5 guys would go.
To start stripping. No, like you get hired to for these DJ companies to go dance and just dance with grandmothers, and it was good money. It was like $160 for 4 hours.
I did not know that was a job.
No, are you kidding me? So they pay you to go and just kind of get the party started. It was like $160 for 4 hours of work, and you just eat you get drink if you wanted to.
Were you the DJ or the dancer?
I was a dancer. I was just going, honestly, it was the biggest douche thing, but I had no money.
They were like, no sneakers. That was the only rule.
Yeah, I needed money, so that's.
Oh my God, you were kind of a prostitute.
Did you hook up with any of them?
No, never did. I only did it I did it for a winter, and then I was caddying, so that was good.
You caddied at Baltusrol.
Caddied at Baltusrol, the best. That place saved my life. It's kind of the PGA Championship this year.
So you were always around old people.
Did they know
every job involved?
I know.
Did they know when you were
Jew? I'm just born to be a Jew.
Did they know you were a Jew when you were caddying there?
No, because I don't look it not much. I don't look Jewish.
I don't think you do.
No,
I think you're not too Jewy, but
but the way your last name is spelled.
No, it sounds a little Irish.
How many Jew members are there now? One or two?
I think it might be a handful. I think they needed to get some.
They had to get
just
black.
They had to get black to be eligible for a PGA events and stuff like that.
It's a beautiful course. I played there 30 years ago or 25, so I have to play there again because I don't remember.
Course.
I mean, Plainfield Country Club, I played there last year, which is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
But I have to go to Baltusrol. There was somebody that said they would hook me up there, and the next thing you know, they're gone or whatever. I will go there I'll get on Baltusrol.
We'll play. I'll get you. I promise you. I know I've said it. I will get you on.
I don't want to go on unless you play. I'm not going to play by myself.
I'm going to play.
But he's going to caddy for you, right?
I'm going to caddy for you. I'll hold your bags. No.
We can even play caddy day. They don't let you take carts out on Monday, do they?
No, they don't let you that course. They actually don't allow you to take carts at all unless you have a doctor's note. Unless after 2 p.m. you could take a golf cart, but otherwise it's a caddy. And I made a shitload amount of money there.
Yeah.
I made a ton of money.
Well, you were doing 2 bags.
I was doing 2 bags, sometimes 36 holes a day.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm making
400.
Yeah, about
400 or 500.
Yeah, 400. I made tons of money.
How do they pay you? What do you
Cash, tips. I mean,
that's just tips?
They have to pay you a minimum for a bag fee, and then whatever you get above that. I mean, if I carry 2 bags, that's like $200. And if I 2 that a day, that's $400.
Do you know the course?
Wasn't it tiring?
It's exhausting, but it's fun. You put the bags down. I mean, you just mentally, you see the end of the tunnel, and you're going to get $400 cash, which is a lot of money. That's like 500 really almost. So
did you know the course? I mean, were you really helping?
Yeah, no, not really. That's what people always told me. I'm like, oh yeah.
Were you helping them with their putts and their stuff? Do you know the greens and?
No, I would be able to BS my way through it. Like all you have to do is reassure people. I'd say, what do you say? They say 2 cups to the right. I'm like, okay, you got that.
Well, see, because when I play Bel Air, there's one caddy that we have, the lady that takes me, and he knows the course like the back of his hand. And if he tells you, putt there, because when you're on certain courses, you think you're putting downhill, but you're really putting uphill because of just the whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's an optical illusion.
I knew my
a lot
course.
of times.
Yeah, it's like an MCX you're painting.
Bonnie, do you ever play golf? Are you starting to get into it? Not at all?
I went once with Rich, and I gave up, I think, on the 3rd hole.
Why do we have all these calls and no names? What the fuck is going on? Why is there no names?
This is Lewis. Doesn't know what he's doing. Let's try it. Let me see.
I wonder if my friend called.
Oh, go ahead, Pat.
Did Tim call?
Hey guys, Dr. Steve already did this experiment on his show, and nothing happened to the person.
Oh, they tried it. They put a vodka tampon up their butt and.
Yeah, in fact, they did it on a girl.
Right.
And nothing happened.
I don't think you should put tampons up your butt.
No, you have that exposed skin up there, you know? It's like going to burn the shit out of you with alcohol.
Yeah, it seems weird. Did it hurt her?
I can't quite remember. Maybe you can call Dr. Steve.
All right.
Weirdo on your phone.
Do they still have the tampon?
Thank you for calling.
All right.
They still.
I know, because I mean, you got
after it's up your butt and it doesn't work, do you just suck on it?
Just drink the tampon? Chew on it?
Yeah, what, David?
Hi.
Hi. Maine. This is from Maine.
Yeah, Maine.
How's the lobster?
Oh, fuck. I want a lobster roll.
Yeah, I'll make you one. Come up.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
big fan of, I'm a big fan of Bonnie.
Oh, thank you.
I heard you guys on Opie and Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. We've done it.
Yeah. And so...
What do you do in Maine?
I'm a lawyer, actually.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Rich has got a lot of questions for you.
Yeah.
Hey, here's one.
What kind of lawyer are you, first of all?
Trial lawyer.
Here's the question, a quick one. Say you're going after somebody. If you say, in my opinion, are you pretty much off? You can't get sued, right? If you say, in my opinion?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, if you say my opinion. I do a lot of defamation work.
Okay.
You do. It is hard to sue someone for defamation of character, isn't it?
No, you can't. I recently was involved in a multi-million-dollar defamation trial.
Who was?
He was a lawyer.
I was defending, yeah. If you say my opinion, you're pretty much good, although, you know, they'll look at the whole thing, and if if you're basically, juries aren't stupid usually, so you can get in trouble still. But generally speaking, if you say, in my opinion, you're pretty much good, for the most part. But it's not a guarantee.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you're just like a comedy show and you're joking, can you get in trouble?
Yes. Oh, no.
Oh, sure.
Wait, on stage you can get in trouble for going after somebody in the audience?
It's tough. You really can't. I mean, you really can't.
Yeah, because that's what, first of all, you're saying it's a character. Second of all, they got to know what they're coming into. They're coming into I mean,
look, you're performing. If you're performing, then you have a layer of protection there. But there's no guarantees. And, I mean, you can't really say anything for sure.
Like, what if I said, like, I saw Pamela Anderson wearing fur?
If you say you saw her wearing fur?
Yeah, she's trying to sue me for defamation.
Stage when you say that?
Yeah, but then you would
on
say...
the radio show.
Allegedly.
But then you say...
big word you have to say?
Then you would say her bush. That's what you meant by fur, right? Her.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Then she would whip down her pants to show you she's got none.
She's got none. I
well,
say.
Then everyone would know that you were lying. So you'd be all right.
Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about, David?
Miranda versus Arizona.
Can I get a copy of your book? I would love to have an autographed copy of the book. I'll pay for it. I don't mind paying for it, but.
All right. I don't know how to do that.
What do you mean? You signed
Well,
it?
but I can't ask him for his address right now.
No, you have him email you. Well,
I can't give my email over the phone.
Don't you guys have like a guy who talks off the air who can like get my address?
Yeah, give it to Lewis.
All right, Lewis. I don't know if he can handle it.
Hey, thanks, guys.
If you don't get it, it's because Lewis fucked up, David.
Oh, man, come on.
He's not great.
All right.
Okay.
I don't do any more alcohol tampons. We're running out of time.
No.
You will get drunk. Somebody says you will get drunk.
Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
Do you guys watch the OJ show?
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder. Is he still on the line? Who's that lawyer?
No.
I was very curious what he thought about Johnny Cochran. If he was a good guy, bad guy, or
call back, David.
Yeah. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Adam has a question.
Do you watch the OJ show?
Yeah, here's
I kept expecting Ross and Rachel to have lunch and talk about it.
Here's the thing with defense lawyers. They're defense lawyers. So their job is...
Rich, sometimes you're so deep, and I think it goes over people's heads. Can you say that line again?
What?
Here's the thing about defense lawyers.
They're defense lawyers.
Boom.
And they're
boom. Think about it.
Think
about it.
Their gig is to get you off at any fucking expense. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
That's the way our system works. Is that you get to have the defense that whatever.
So he's going to do whatever he can. I mean, I remember when that trial was going on.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
you were 35 years old.
No, but if you were up against whatever, if you were being charged with something, you would want the best defense attorney on the planet. Okay. So you're watching, you're like fucking furious.
You know what? I watch a lot of these 2020s though, and it's almost always, they always go after the police work. Because somebody gives somebody a blanket somewhere along the way, and then they're like, you destroyed the...
All I know is the guy that played Johnny Cochran, who was from Law and Order, if he doesn't win a fucking Emmy for that...
How great was he?
He was fucking... So is Travolta.
They're all good. Sarah Paulson, who played Marsha Clark.
They all have to win Emmys.
The only people that I thought were miscast were David Schwimmer and OJ, whatever his name is.
See, I thought Cuba was good. It's just that for OJ, you don't have to see. You don't want to see Cuba Gooding Jr. You want to see some guy that just looks like OJ.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not Cuba's fault. It was just Cat.
Agreed.
And unknown. He acted great. His acting was great, but you looked at him. You said Cuba, whatever his name is. You didn't say OJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody else.
I think his name should be Cube.
Looked exactly almost like the fucking people they were portraying. He looked like Cochran. She looked like Marsha Clark.
We've got lawyer David from Maine.
Okay.
Go ahead, David.
Is that the same one?
I'm back.
Okay.
You guys missed me, right?
You're our best caller ever. And,
I know. Well, what happened? I hung up on it. I didn't get a chance to leave my address.
Well, Adam has a question for you.
David, did you watch the O.J. Simpson show?
I didn't watch it, but I heard a lot about it, though.
Where'd you go to law school?
I watched the trial. I went to law school in Maine, University of Maine.
Oh, gotcha.
But I watched the O.J. trial for a lot, as everyone did. Couldn't avoid it.
Well, he wants to know what you thought of Cochran.
Was Cochran a bad guy or a good guy? Or do you respect him as a lawyer?
We got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I respect him as a lawyer. I mean, he won. And that, at the end of the day, that's what lawyers are trying to do. They're trying to win. That's what clients want.
But do you, as a defense lawyer, sometimes you have to separate your moralities, with your career? I mean, sometimes in your heart of hearts, you're going, I really think this person's a scumbag and should be in jail.
When I started my career...
What's that?
When I started out, I did a lot of criminal defense work, and I'll tell you, they're all guilty. Everyone's guilty. And it's normally 9 times out of 10, it's a question of just what they're going to get, because you work with the DA, you negotiate it out. Because they're all, pretty much, they're all guilty. I don't think I ever had a client who, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyhow, listen,
defamation.
We only have a couple of minutes. Thank you for
calling back.
Thank
you for calling back. Hopefully, I don't know how to.
Hook me up with that book.
Okay, I'm putting you on hold. I think.
Tweet us a dick pic or something like that.
Well, the thing is that in the OJ, just to sum up, that they try to make it seem like the black jurors, found him innocent just to make up for all the times that black people were accused of crimes they didn't commit and went to jail and stuff. And I feel like maybe that's what we're doing with Hillary. We don't think she's necessarily the right woman for the job, but to make up for all the ills that women have faced over the years.
I'll take her over Bernie.
Okay, glad to know that. All right, I'm going to be at the Stanhope House in Stanhope, New Jersey on April 20th. That's a Thursday, I believe. Maybe it's a Wednesday. You look it up.
And
April 20th.
Your show?
My show is at, you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Adam Glynn, Glyn, and then my show, South of Wilshire. It's on 5 days a week on all major cities. Sold to Fox. We'll probably be in the fall. southofwilshire.com.
And, great. Thank you for coming. And this week I'll be at the Syracuse Funny Bone, Thursday through Sunday.
Do you have your
camera? Then next week I will be, at the Stress Factory, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Gotta get Rich back on there.
I know.
RichVoss.com. What's that? Back on where? TMZ?
He brought his camera.
I got my camera with me. As soon as you guys, I'm going to film you guys as you walk out. I'm going to be.
Not me.
I just did my show, man. What are you doing?
I got to get my posture going.
Listen, thanks, folks. We're out.
Thanks for having me, guys.